Hello and welcome to this first video here for the new Pioneer AVH-4200DVD unit. It's a new unit for 2010 that's just come out recently. It's got several similar units in the 3200 category, the 3200DVD and the 3200BT for built-in Bluetooth. This one's the more pricier of the three. It's got the 7-inch full display here. Does not have Bluetooth installed already. The 3200BT is the only one that does that. And I'll explain a little bit later why I went with this unit and not that 3200BT, which is one I thought I wanted originally. And I'm also going to end up doing this here in a couple of different videos here so I can show you some of the more features when it's darker. It's daylight right now, so you can't see necessarily the colors and the buttons here as clearly. So I'll do that later. So let me show you some basics here. Unit is turned on, obviously. A couple different ways you can choose the sources. You can click on this here, and it drops down and gives you your different choices there. You can also hit the source button here and cycle through them. Why you'd want to do that when you've got touchscreen? Beats me. Obviously, it's in radio right now, FM 1 right now. You can kind of see there. It's got a bar here that kind of represents sort of like the old style radio. You know, if this is where you are on the dial, you'll see when I go through the different stations here that blue light there kind of changes. You also see I can cycle through the different presets using this button here. These buttons here will let you, step through the different frequencies. Now, the best way to really go through your presets, though, is the magnifying glass here brings up the menu. And so there's your preset. So you can click on a preset. So this is obviously the best way to get your presets because this has RDS built in. This particular channel here was working earlier. Let me click on a different one here. Okay, there's some data there. So you see it filled in. This station here obviously doesn't have RDS, so it's only got a frequency here. But the other stations will pick up, information that it gathers from the broadcast. One really nice feature here that they made, if you're familiar with current, modern radios, you usually have, 2 or 3 brands of FM, and, you may be on, your first FM band, and you want to go to a song that's on a different band. And so you usually have to kind of switch through and go through your different FMs and get to the right preset. They made it easier. As you see up here, it's on FM 1 right now. So let's say I'm listening to a song here, and I want to go to a preset that's on FM 3. I can just click on this button here. You see it's going FM 2, FM 3. So I don't have to change my bands every time I just want to go to a different preset. I can choose from basically 18 of my FM presets on this same screen here. So really cool feature. The BSM button here, I forget what it stands for. Best Sound Machine? No, I forget what it stands for. But essentially, it's going to Best Station something or other. It'll go and grab the strongest radio frequencies and put them in your presets for you, which of course, obviously, if you've already made your presets, will get rid of your presets, so you have to make sure that you don't accidentally hit that button once you've got your presets set. I wish there was a way to disable that so you wouldn't accidentally do it, but it's, probably not too common that you'll accidentally do it, but hopefully that won't happen. So you can also, get rid of that. These buttons here, the plus minus, control the volume as usual. I've also got this unit hooked up to my steering wheel controls, so I can control that there. Mute button there, which also mutes on my stereo, or steering wheel rather. Eject, or not really so much eject, but sort of. That's the eject symbol. Gives you different options here. So you've got the options here. This whole unit here can tilt. If I start hitting this button here, you can see it's tilting up there. Goes back. And you also have options here for CD and for SD. It's got SD card reader built into it. I'm going to hit the SD because this will just show you all the info. So the whole face opens up. And if you can see it there, if I just hit the CD, it would have only come, enough to expose, that much of it and put in a CD. When you hit the SD one, it brings in the whole thing there. And I've got an SD card sitting in there at the moment. And that just pops in and pops out like your standard stuff. The jack here in the upper left corner there, it's for the auto EQ mic. If you buy one of those, you can plug in a mic, and there's a feature for auto EQ. I'm probably not going to bother with it. I've just never found auto EQ things to work properly, or at least the way I want it to sound. Go ahead and hit the button, and that closes that back up there. Really good feature here, the EQ. Nice big button here that you can adjust your EQ as you're going along. So let me show you here. So it's got different settings. So it does have 2 custom presets that I can set up, which is important. And then it's got, you know, just some of the different things I can cycle through. It does kind of show on the custom, it doesn't do it here, but on the other ones here, it kind of shows you the waveform. See how it's flat, super bass. You see it's, you know, more bassy there. The custom one doesn't do that though. And I'll go in the other video more in depth on as far as playing with the controls there for the EQ. This button here will basically clear up some of the stuff on the screen. That's more important when you look at the video stuff, and I'll show you that. Clock, easiest clock radio I've ever found to set. All you have to do is hit the button, and there you are. The button up here in the upper left, that's always for returning back in the menu there.